This is going to be a rant video. I have so much to say about this game.
Oh my God, baby. Oh my gosh, baby, the way she makes me.
I want to take a moment and ask you very, very intelligent people a serious question. With this gameplay on the screen, can you tell if this is UFC 4 or the newest game, UFC 5? And I know you can tell by literally seeing somewhere on the cage there's a UFC 4 logo, but in all seriousness, seriously, if you played UFC 5 or seen gameplay, can you honestly tell me, do you see a different game? Because I finally played UFC 5 and I can't tell if this game changed really at all. As someone who has played all the EA UFC games up until now, I mean, it is absolutely fascinating how a game that has a consistent 2 to 3 year development cycle can make these little of improvements between 5 games. Now, EA's Vancouver division handles UFC, and they have been underachieving with this license from the beginning. Because for the sake of context for this rant, because this is going to be a rant, EA Sports UFC 1 through 3, they weren't all that great. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, the career mode has been bare bones for the longest and low effort, and the gameplay was to be desired. The first 2 games was UFC, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. It was like the devs didn't know if they wanted to make a simulation fighter or an arcade kickboxing game.
Wow, swinging a miss. Oh, what a combination. Oh, man. Whoa. Oh, big shots. Joe, he's hurt. Vicious shots to the body. Hurt him with that right. He's got him held. Hard straight punch. Boom to the body.
And grappling and ground game, let's just say it's been historically ass cheeks since this franchise's inception. UFC 3, however, gameplay improved because clearly the devs finally decided what this game should be, and it started going down the simulation route with more grounded, slower paced movements, more emphasis on strategy and timing rather than button mashing, which I can say I really appreciated. But the ground game didn't improve. It actually was untouched. They kept the same lazy meter filling base system to complete ground transitions, and unfortunately clinch transitions also, which made anything that wasn't boxing or kickboxing very slow and clunky and not even fun to do. But then UFC 4 released, and stand-up mechanics saw minor improvements. Some people may disagree with that statement, but we can agree that the clinch got a much needed upgrade. No more meters needed to do clinch transitions. But my question is why did it take them 4 games to do that? You guys took 2 years. 2 years. You take 2 years off in between games. It took you 6 years in total to figure out how to do clinch animations without meters. And also in UFC 4, they finally, for the first time ever, put some kind of effort into making the career mode engaging. At least there was a smidge of a story in that game. And I do say a smidge, like a freaking dash of salt on some eggs to make it taste like something. But after you rise through the ranks, right, and win the belt and become double champ, the game quickly gets to the same old repetitive loop of breaking records that don't get acknowledged in the game at all. You dominate the division and then you retire, and then you rinse and repeat with a new fighter. Or you don't chase 2 belts at all, because unlike UFC 3, they don't force you to move up a weight class to be a double champ. And speaking of being double champ, why have we never had the option, never had been given the option to defend 2 divisions simultaneously at the same time? Like, just never had that option, like just never. But I just wanted to give some context, but let's refocus on UFC 5. This game is what I like to call not an upgrade, It's not a downgrade, but it's literally the same game, but with some new game modes and more cutscenes for the career mode. Gameplay is relatively the same, except the same tired and, at this point, and very outdated grappling system got a minor tweak. So now, instead of submissions being a mini game of catch your opponent's meter, submissions are now integrated in the same trash grappling system that's been in the game since 2014. I will admit, this change does improve the fluidity of the ground game by like 5%, if I had to put a freaking number on it, 5% maybe, because I always thought the whole mini game thing was weird. It like breaks the immersion badly. I always figured there had to be a better way to execute submission animations, right? But it doesn't change the fact that the grappling system is still the freaking same. It's like if you have a house with no indoor plumbing, but you slap a new paint job on it and call it improved. It's still the same house with no indoor plumbing. How is it improved when the problem hasn't been fixed? That's EA UFC gameplay in a freaking nutshell. They do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and D, but never fucking fix what's wrong with the game truly, and that's this fucking bum-ass grappling system. So wow, clap, 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 applause EA. What a magnificent improvement. Again, it's not like this is Call of Duty or NFL Madden. It's not 2K. This game is not a yearly release game. It takes 2 to 3 year development cycles between releases. What are you people doing for 2 years? From what I can see, absolutely nothing. Zero, nada, donut. Not a thing is improved about this game. But oh wait, no, they actually put more emphasis and focus on the cuts that happen in the game, because now cut resistance is an attribute that you have to put up in the game now. But oh yeah, that's great. Oh, that's cool, right? You added cut awareness, where like literally it could be looking like a freaking Mortal Kombat final fatality in the cage, but there is never a freaking stoppage, cut stoppage, nothing. Your opponent can have 50,000 cuts on his face and they're gonna be like, ooh, well, ooh, oh, these cuts are getting bad. But no, nothing fucking happens. There's no cut stoppage. So who cares? There's cut resistance now in the game. Who gives a fuck? And my major bone to pick with this game is the career mode. Because I enjoy this game mostly offline, right? You know, online is cool or whatever when the servers are not acting like complete garbage and just lagging all over the place. It's amazing, right? It's amazing how you can add so much and still have little to nothing at the same time. Miraculous. I think this is like literally an EA special ability. I have to say this, just because you add more cutscenes, that does not equal a good career mode. Yep, hold on. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Just because you add more cutscenes, it does not equal a good career mode. These cutscenes are nothing but extra steps to get to the same boring game loop. That's all it is. The immersion still sucks. They go out of their way to add cutscenes, but we still don't have walkouts to the cage. In UFC 3, at least we could choose a walkout. And actually, it was like that for a little while until UFC 4, where that wasn't even a customization option anymore. We just got some randomized walk that was really glitchy, by the way, the randomized walkout. But you know what we got? Stupid emotes. Pre-fight and post-fight emotes. Oh wow, great. I get to do a backflip and point and dance before the fight starts when the ref points at me, instead of looking cool as fuck, locked in and ready to go to war and knock somebody's freaking chin loose, like Israel Adesanya grabbing the cage, sizing up his opponent, piercing their soul with his eyes, or like Kamaru Usman crawling out like a beast approaching his opponent. I don't get that. I get to look goofy. and stupid with emotes. This is exactly why I hate Fortnite. Ever since after Fortnite took over gaming, every game publisher wants to shove goofy, childish, just non-freaking needed emotes into their games. UFC does not need emotes. I can't choose my walkout or a custom fighter intro or animations when Bruce Buffer calls my name, but I got stupid dancing emotes before the fight starts. This studio can't be bothered to create a customization system to create your own unique fighter walkout in any of these 5 games. But I got useless emotes that make me dance and do just weird shit. What is so hard about mocapping 20 unique fighter intro movements specifically for created fighters to make your fighter unique, give them a unique profile that is separate from the actual real life fighters? I don't want just Israel Adesonya's kit. I don't want, Volkanovski's kit. I don't want Kamaru Usman's kit. I would like to just make a mashup of my own shit so my dude can just be original. What's so fucking hard about that? Like, really, what is so tough about just doing that? And your fighter flat out still doesn't feel like they are a part of the UFC world. They are treated just like what they are, a created fighter. Nothing we do has any weight or acknowledgement. It's utterly meaningless. We still get this lazy, generic intro from Bruce Buffer. The commentary focused on your creative fighter is still so freaking generic and boring. NBA Live 19 commentary in their one career mode is better than this, and that's not saying a lot considering that the commentary isn't that great at all either. EA UFC commentary is the worst out of all the major sports titles. I'm just gonna say it flat out. It just flat out sucks. It's not engaging at all. It's not funny, witty, colorful, nothing. Bro, just nothing, which is terrible because Daniel Cormier and John Anik are amazing at their jobs and what they do, but it is not captured at all in these garbage ass games. And what's even more insane, 5 games, there's still no in-cage post-fight interview after you win or lose, or even a media post-fight interview. And building fight hype is another failed attempt. Wait, hold on, my bad. Let me walk that back. Let me take that back. I'm wrong. Because to fail at something, you have to attempt, right? And the studio doesn't even bother to make building fight hype engaging at all. One of the most key components, if not one of the top 3 components of a fucking fighting sport, is the promo push. You still press a stupid little prompt in the promotion section to go to an interview or go do a photo shoot. None of this is displayed on the screen at all. You just press a stupid prompt and get nothing at all. We can't get anything that really captures what a UFC fight night really is in this game. But oh yeah, we can get stupid worthless cosmetic stuff, right? Because that's the only place they put any kind of effort in, which is also so insane and counterintuitive, because this sport, UFC, is not even designed for that type of like money hungry, greedy, just push cosmetics, purchase cosmetics, buy UFC coins, whatever that stupid currency they got in the game to buy stuff in their stupid store. It's like, bro, well, you can only do so much. Go freaking shorts. It's fighting. It's a fighting game. Shorts. They don't wear shoes, so you can't do shoes. What, shorts and gloves? That's what you want to put your focus on instead of gameplay and authentic presentation. They put effort into that shit. That's crazy, bro. That's the priority. And I know that I'm harping on the walkouts, but it is painfully obvious they cut the fighter walkouts out of career mode altogether. There's no sense of ceremony at all of a UFC fight night. Oh, speaking of ceremonies, there is no type of capturing of even the ceremonial freaking weigh-in, which is like one of the biggest events before the actual fight night. Come on, bro. That's nowhere to be found. There's no Megan O'Leary being cage side, no effort of capturing a freaking ESPN Plus broadcast pay-per-view at all. What's the point of having a big fat ass ESPN logo in the middle of the cage, but there's not a shred of an ESPN broadcast anywhere when you play this game? We just load right into the match. That's it. I am at my wit's end with this game, and as an actual UFC fan and just a fan of MMA and combat sports, I am disgusted that EA has this license because they don't deserve it. They don't. The UFC license is probably the most unique license to have in sports gaming. MMA is a unique sport in general. There's literally nothing like it. It's the closest thing we can get to some gladiator shit. I mean, boxing is one thing, right? But MMA is everything. Hands, feet, elbows, wrestling, submissions with jiu-jitsu. This game could be so much more, but it is watered down trash for soulless monetization attempts and assembly line gaming development. It is absolutely insane to me that combat sport games like WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 offers more character customization and animations than a game released in 2023. I can't believe the UFC Undisputed games that I never got to play, sadly, because I got into UFC later in my life. It gets more things right 20 years ago versus the new UFC games that are developed for hardware a billion times more powerful than the Xbox 360 and the PS3 that can pull off way more than what that was offering. I hate EA Sports. I do. I really loathe their existence. I hate the fact I even have to talk about them this much on my channel, but they have so many licenses in their possession. Somebody else has to make UFC games. That's the only solution, because 10 years and 5 games in, the writing is all over the wall, my guy. While EA continues to have this license, this game will never, and I do mean never, be what it needs to be. And UFC has to do something about this, because they are the only ones that have the power to change anything with this situation. But if they don't give a fuck how these games come out, then I'm just sadly going to have to not have UFC on my console as long as EA is producing it, because I can't take it anymore, bro. I can't. As much as I love UFC and as much as I would like to experience it, you know, virtually and create a fighter and be in an immersive world, it's not going to happen with EA. It's not, because they don't give a fuck. Okay, they've had this license for 10 years. Then we got to keep that in mind, bro. They had this license for 10 years since 2014. It's 2024. And these dicks have not tried to do anything with this. It's just it literally has only taken 5 steps forward in a fucking 10-year marathon. Just think about that. Think about that. Anyway, I'm done with this rant. I'm up to almost like 20 minutes. I'm surprised I've even was under 20 minutes. I had a lot more to say, but you guys go into the comment section. If you even made it to the end of this rant, you're a real MVP. Hit that like button, man, and also watch some more content. You know, watch some more content. That is how the algorithm knows that this channel is worth watching. So watch some more content. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button again, slap that like button, go into the comment section, let me know your thoughts of this freaking game, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm out.